basket after Khloe calls herself an N-word lover and Kim is concerned over her baby's skin tone matching the stroller. All the lies about the British royal family, all the racism claims, all the desperate desire to bring down the British monarchy was all for this. So she's looked up to Khloe and Kim and Kourtney for some years.
Locked out, humiliated, and caught on camera. Meghan Markle just got rejected by Hollywood's tightest circle. Forget fairy tales. This is the brutal side of fame, where not even royal titles guarantee entry. Tonight, we follow Meghan's desperate bid to stay relevant and the cold reality that in LA, the doors really do slam shut. It's the scene that set Hollywood talking. Meghan Markle, once guaranteed a seat at any table, rolling up unannounced to Kris Jenner's mansion, only to get flat out denied at the gate. Security didn't hesitate, no matter how familiar the face. No invite, no entry, not even a call to check. Hollywood may love tradition, but it lives by exclusivity. The sight of a former royal left on the sidewalk outside reality TV's most powerful home instantly became headline news and meme fodder.
A woman who could have had world leaders in her pocket, and now her weekend is made by an Instagram story from a Kardashian.
For viewers, it was more than just a celebrity faux pas. It was visual proof that Meghan's era of automatic access and endless reinvention was ending. No longer the unstoppable outsider, she found herself walled off from the very circles she'd spent years trying to break into. The message? Don't expect old titles to open new doors. As the world paused to watch this spectacular turnaway, everyone from A-list agents to industry gossips understood the lockout wasn't accidental. Meghan's desperation to belong had hit a brick wall, and the Hollywood grapevine was suddenly alive with whispers. Had the last gate finally slammed shut? This moment wasn't just tabloid clickbait. It was Hollywood speaking in its native tongue of symbolism and signals. Once Meghan's royal status opened every room. Now Kris Jenner's driveway became a line not even she could cross. In an industry obsessed with image, being off the list is worse than bad press. It's a silent, public demotion. The Kardashians don't just curate their brand, they gatekeep access, knowing reputation is their true currency. For Meghan, who built her post-royal persona on being unpredictable, boundary-pushing, and above the usual rules, this was a hard reality check.
Where she was always looking, which was not royalty, it was not being an actual influencer in the world. She really just wants to be a Kardashian. That is her level.
It's a warning shot. Not even a global profile shields you if you bring more chaos than clout. The hush from Jenner's circle afterward was louder than a press release. Hollywood quietly, collectively, made sure everyone knew. For us, the meaning was crystal clear. Meghan was once the coveted +1. Now she's being moved to the minus column, not just at one party, but across the A-list map. The message traveled quickly. Her former privilege had expired, and there's no turning back without a dramatic change. Behind Meghan's gate stunt was a game of calculated risk. For months, she'd laid groundwork for Kardashian-Jenner acceptance, sliding into DMs, tagging the sisters publicly, sending out as-ever gift baskets to celebrity homes. On the surface, this was influencer networking. Underneath, a signal to fans and brands that she still moved in powerful circles. But Hollywood's gatekeepers see through strategy as validation. They don't reward hustle that looks desperate, especially if it comes with a reputation for attention-seeking over substance. Insiders say Meghan's moves reeked less of confidence than panic, an all-in gamble after months of losing allies and headlines.
Kendall Jenner hosted Kylie's family party. Meghan sent all the Kardashians press boxes hoping they would share it with their many followers. That never happened. Someone from the family regifted the as-ever crap. Khloe then took a pic of it. Meghan sees this hours later and jumps at the chance to be connected to a Kardashian.
The Kardashians, masters of long-game optics, weren't tricked. They don't just say yes to profile alone. Every invite is about value, not just fame. Meghan didn't bring the right currency, so when she showed up uninvited, it wasn't just a breach of etiquette, it was the last proof they needed that she doesn't understand how real Hollywood power works. Fans know this wasn't just a failed cameo. It was a visible strategic collapse, one that set the stage for the rejections to come. If Hollywood's doors are closing, charity galas are supposed to stay open, unless, of course, you turn even philanthropy into a spectacle. Meghan's surprise drop-in at Prince Harry's Sentaball polo event was less a feel-good reunion and more a headline-hungry power move. She stormed the event, ignoring protocol, and instantly upended months of planning by arriving unannounced with Serena Williams. Organizers scrambled, seating was changed, press photos rescheduled, and benefactors left wondering who was really being celebrated. Sentaball's own chair, Dr. Sophie Shanduka, later admitted the chaos disrupted both fundraising and reputation.
In tow, Meghan Markle bringing Serena Williams, elbowing her out the way in the now infamous clip that we saw with the presentation at the polo match and so on. None of this is very good, is it?
Meghan reportedly exerted intense pressure for the charity to issue a PR statement defending her after negative press. Requests leadership refused, making it clear that the Sussexes don't bend the rules. This wasn't just a social faux pas, it was Meghan's need for narrative control clashing with a world built on structure and trust. The fallout? Funders left bruised by the drama. And another pillar of her public persona, her philanthropist image, took a very public hit. In the charity world, like in Hollywood, Meghan's unpredictable presence is now seen as a risk, not a reward. Some PR moves are slick. Others just reek of desperation. Meghan's as-ever product push, lavish wine and preserves baskets for the Kardashian-Jenner birthdays, was supposed to buy back a little sparkle, or at least a well-placed tag. But when the baskets showed up at Kylie's party, Khloe Kardashian iced them out. No thank you, no tag, not even a glance for the cameras. Desperate for relevance, Meghan reposted the event to her own followers, slapping a "Hey, hey, all my girls with a K" sticker like they were besties. The silence was deafening. The Kardashians have built billion-dollar brands on the power of the right mention. If your swag isn't acknowledged, it's not just indifference, it's an intentional snub. Industry insiders and fans alike saw right through it. Another try-hard gambit, another reminder Meghan's social capital was tapped out. Her brand wasn't just unwelcome, it was actively shunned. The message landed everywhere it mattered. Gone are the days when a flashy gift or a DM could buy her clout. In this circle, association is earned, not gifted in a basket. If Kris Jenner's gate was a private wall, the ESPY Awards became Meghan's public undoing. No formal invitation, no credentials, just Meghan, ready for her close-up, breezing toward the velvet ropes with royal confidence. Security barely blinked before asking for proof. When none came, she was turned away. Fans, guests, and paparazzi watched. Phones out, recording every awkward second. Clips shot across social media. A former duchess, once world royalty, now unable to access one of Hollywood's mainstream events. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a message. In this business, fame isn't a skeleton key. Meghan's expectations of automatic access were publicly dismantled in the glare of camera flashes and TikTok memes. The shock on her face, caught in a dozen video loops, and became the punchline of the night. Gone was a narrative of exclusivity and power. In its place, proof for every skeptic. Hollywood has learned to say no, and even the biggest names can be made to wait behind the rope. For viewers, it was the ultimate reality check. Relevance isn't just given, it's relentlessly policed. And Meghan just lost her privilege at the door. Meghan.
Let's go. I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them.
What? This is probably one of the most glamorous moments of my life.
It's magic.
I'm just learning.
Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in magic?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love
I can't take it anymore. Get out, get out, get out. Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean?
Meghan's string of social rejections rippled quickly through Hollywood's power grid. The tipping point? Netflix. Her one-time protector, now her corporate ghost. After disappointing numbers for With Love Meghan and awkward behind-the-scenes tension, insiders say Meghan's attempt to control the message by leaking inside details backfired. Executives yanked marketing for her projects overnight, quietly shelved sequels, and brought in their legal hounds for contract violations and confidentiality breaches. The industry grapevine went into overdrive. If Netflix could cut her loose, who wouldn't? Talent agencies wiped her name off their A-list client rosters. Producers who once saw her as the next influencer mogul now referred to her as damaged goods. No matter the apology or strategic pivot, word was out. Associating with Meghan meant inheriting her baggage. Once she leveraged platform power to open doors everywhere.
Last night, an article came out. It was reported from a Netflix insider that Netflix, very quietly, has decided not to renew their deal once it expires. So they're not like breaking their contract. They're not saying get out, whatever. They're just kind of, deciding, ooh, maybe this $100 million deal that we made, maybe this was not the best idea.
Now the blacklist was real. Development deals died in silence, and scripts vanished from inboxes. Where green lights once flashed for the Sussexes, Hollywood's new rule was simple. Don't risk your brand on a gamble that always walks itself into drama. Meghan wasn't just losing deals, she'd lost the trust at the heart of the industry. If industry snubs sting, it's the whispers that wound deeper. Hollywood is nothing if not a network of back channels, a quiet machine powered by PR teams, talent managers, and producers who talk before they act. Meghan's reputation became a case study in negative buzz. Executives and stylists swapping warnings in groups, assistants quietly counseling avoid involvement, A-list hosts and planners building private do not invite lists, PR diehards who once championed her as a diversity and resilience icon began admitting that the wave of mishaps, gate crashes, uninvited media appearances, social media guffaws just wasn't worth it. Some of the city's most trusted brand fixers openly said Meghan's unpredictability was now the single biggest liability a client could bring to the table. Agents who lobbied for her 3 years ago were now pathologically cautious, pitching only safe, short-term collaborations, if at all. Entrenched power brokers, ever protective of their own hard-won circles, made sure the warning got around. Meghan's not only high maintenance, she's high risk. For viewers, this is the invisible Hollywood machine in action. The gears turning quietly, locking even the most determined outsider away from the levers of true industry power.
Meghan Markle is having serious problems trying to get people on her show because she wants to scratch the remaining 8 episodes she did last year, because she wants to have all these famous people. Yet,
with bridges burnt and alliances dissolving, Meghan shifted into overdrive. But every move screamed desperation. The old playbook, teasing political ambitions, dropping hints about activism documentaries, pitching herself as both influencer and stateswoman, met only tepid press and blank stares. On social media, what once looked like clever branding became obvious grasping. Awkward K-celebrity DMs, recycled product launches, random Instagram tags to anyone with engagement numbers. Fan responses morphed from curiosity to cringe posts. TikTok was awash with memes about the thirstiest PR rollout of the year. People sensed the energy of a star unsatisfied with any space unless it brought a fresh spotlight. Even past allies started distancing, gently at first, then letting the silence speak louder. For industry watchers, the lifers, who had seen plenty of fame flameouts, the answer was obvious. The American dream of reinvention only works when it's authentic. Meghan's new brand, built on too many pivots and not enough substance, had become a case study in what not to do when trying to climb back in. The era of benefit of the doubt had ended. Desperation was now the main character. The last year has seen Meghan's A-list calendar go eerily silent. After her viral snub at Kris Jenner's mansion, Meghan appeared at open-to-all industry galas, often without Harry, who reportedly is fatigued by LA society. Multiple trade outlets, for example, Variety and Deadline, noted that she was neither a presenter nor a VIP guest at the 2025 Met Gala or the Oscars, despite her team lobbying for invitations. Former stylist Jessica Mulrooney was recently spotted posting from Hollywood parties Meghan had tried to attend, now pointedly absent from the Markle orbit. Even influence events like the Revolve Festival and smaller Netflix mixers were a bust for Meghan. PR reps from 2 major agencies confirmed to The Times she was omitted from digital guest lists, and sponsors politely declined to offer product partnerships after negative press. Paparazzi, once camped by her gate, are seen more often at Kardashian or Hadid homes. The tabloid value has moved on. Even brand launches, like As Ever, attracted zero social media amplification from industry figures. Meghan, for all her posts, became a figure on the sidelines. waving for attention just outside the velvet rope. In Hollywood, absence becomes the loudest announcement. Her network has quietly, thoroughly, and intentionally closed. Insiders say the cost of Meghan's missteps is now paid nightly by Harry. The prince, once so visible at launches and premieres, was recently seen at events like the Santa Barbara Charity Gala and a veterans fundraising dinner, this time solo, looking withdrawn. Multiple sources confirm Harry skipped Meghan's ill-fated as-ever brand launch party in Malibu in June, choosing to attend a private polo match with longtime friend Nacho Figueras instead. Friends quoted in the London Times say Harry's close circle, Nacho, a handful of Montecito neighbors, and some ex-army mates have grown wary of being dragged into the Hollywood mess. Reports surfaced that plans for a Sussex docudrama were paused indefinitely by Netflix after Harry expressed doubts about further public exposure. Even at home, things seem tense. Neighbors report the couple has begun spending more time apart, with Harry frequently retreating to their Santa Barbara property guest house. The cost is more than just press fatigue. It's the slow erosion of partnership, ambition, and purpose. The California dream, once rejuvenating, now looks exhausting. And Harry, caught between loyalty and exhaustion, is showing the strain in every public appearance.
Sort of wrapped up in trying to be a commercial success, that she thinks sort of saying, very sorry about Harry's charity and all this kind of stuff, that's a bit toxic and that might affect her.
The press and the public have starkly turned. After the SB debacle and the Jenner rejection, Twitter and TikTok exploded with meme compilations. Doors Meghan can't open. Not on the list. And supercuts of security guards waving her away. In May, an Ipsos pop culture poll found Meghan's U.S. favorability dropped 12 points in 3 months, the biggest slide since her royal exit. Focus groups cited drama fatigue and chronic spotlight chasing as top reasons. The whispers of industry blacklisting became news. Page 6 reported that her last friendly publicist, who handled her 2022 Netflix push, cut ties after the Netflix leak crisis. Even the charity disruptor label went mainstream, with Forbes and the New York Post running exposés on how her surprise appearances at high-profile functions create logistical headaches. Red carpet interviews now routinely cut away as Meghan arrives, with gossip sites noting the shift from curiosity to cringe in fashion recaps and awards coverage. The new public mood isn't anger, it's apathy, a collective move along from fans and gatekeepers alike. Meghan is watched now only as a cautionary tale, not as a star on the rise. Meghan's struggles have now crept into her philanthropic efforts. Where once she was courted for charity dinners and fundraising galas, she's now met with wary hesitation. The Centiball fallout was just one sign. After her disruptive, unscheduled arrival in Florida and pressure on the board to issue favorable statements, other charities began to take note. According to interviews with organizers at Global Citizen and World Central Kitchen, Meghan's offers to join or speak at recent major events were quietly sidelined, citing unpredictable optics and potential backlash. A National Charity League insider shared that invitations were paused due to fears that she would overshadow the mission or bring negative headlines. Even past partners like the SmartWorks Women Employment Project in London have separated themselves, stopping short of public comment, but making it clear through silent non-renewals and behind-the-scenes statements to the press. For the first time in her public life, Meghan's star power isn't just failing to open doors, it's closing them. In the sector where goodwill and trust are everything, reputational risk, not inspiration, has become her most lasting legacy.
Her great passion in life is herself, and it's hard to see her really caring too much about anyone else.
Meghan's Hollywood story ends not with a dramatic scandal, but with the finality of indifference. The gates are closed. Her name, once a ticket to the Met Gala and major streaming deals, barely surfaces on LA's A-list planners and PR spreadsheets. Agents quietly warn new clients, don't attach or attend. Bad press follows. Major studios finalize summer slates without a single Sussex mention. Even rival celebrities now joke, off the record, about the Meghan effect. The way headlines freeze as soon as she enters a room. Coverage of her rare sightings increasingly focuses on those absent. Stylists, managers, her husband. As one variety source put it, she's still acting like the world is watching. But Hollywood walked away months ago. The industry's verdict is clear and entirely pragmatic. Meghan didn't just lose relevance, she lost momentum. And in Los Angeles, nobody waits for you to catch up. In the celebrity ecosystem, irrelevance is the hardest stigma to shake. The cameras have moved on, the doors are truly locked, and this time not even a royal title gets you back in. Meghan's story isn't defined by one explosive scandal, but by a slow, relentless fade from influence, a lesson in how even the brightest flame can dim when authenticity is replaced by maneuvering. As the doors of Hollywood and philanthropy close, she faces a crossroads only she can navigate. Will she finally rethink her approach and rebuild real connections? Or is her public exile the beginning of a new chapter out of the spotlight? Can Meghan re-earn the trust of an industry and audience that now watches not with awe, but with skepticism and doubt about what comes next?